Hello and welcome, Krill Williams. We're so excited to have you guys here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Krill Williams, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a background on them. They're a fierce female-dominated band ready to take on the YYC music scene. And their sound is kind of a dreamy soundscape, groovy bass lines, raw lyrics, and vocals. This 5-piece explores a myriad of unknowns, taking inspiration from indie bedroom rock bands like Coco Rosie, Snail Mail, and Faith Healer. Krill is a medium that delves into questions and thoughts we often are afraid to address alone. And I actually had the honor of sharing a bill with them back a while ago, which was awesome. Your sound is very dreamy. I'm in love with it.
Oh. Thank you.
So to start us off, could you all maybe introduce yourselves and what you play in the band?
Cool.
Kenz, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. My name is Mackenzie. I go by Kenz. I am the lead vocalist and rhythm guitar player in the band. So, yeah.
My name's Alicia Bravo. I play synth and I sing backup vocals as well and harmonies.
My name's Steph and I play bass.
That's awesome. So could you guys also give us maybe a background on your project and how you got started, just to give the listeners, anyone who doesn't know you, a bit of background on what you do?
Yeah, I guess I can do this. So we kind of just started just as like for fun in our friend's basement. Our friend Sammy actually kind of started it with myself and Alicia as well. Kind of wasn't sure where it was gonna go, but we, one day auditioned Steph, and then we've been a real band ever since, which is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, then pretty shortly after that, we knew we needed we wanted to have a lead guitarist too, and so we held a few auditions, and when we met Caitlin, we all knew like she was for sure the one. She's such a good fit. And then Sammy decided to leave to work on some other projects, and she had an injury, so we were like, okay, I guess we're gonna have to hold auditions for a new drummer now. But then we know Katie through the music scene, and she rocks really hard, and she's always comes to our shows. We've played a few shows together. I think our first show together we maybe played with
our first show together. She's like always been there since the beginning as well, which is really cool. She just kind of like fit in like such a great puzzle piece as well. So
yeah, and she rocks. Like, she is such an awesome drummer. Sammy's an amazing drummer too, and Katie really has her own sound, and she definitely has more of like a rock sound. So it's really fun playing with her.
I agree.
Another thing I'm super curious about, you guys, is how you formulated your name.
That's kind of Ken's. That's all Ken's.
So I was like walking underneath the 8th Street Bridge in Beltline here in Calgary, and I had a marijuana cigarette. And I was thinking of the movie Kill Bill, and then I've never actually even seen Kill Bill, to be honest. but I was like thinking of words that had assonance, and I was like, well, that's a really cool movie title, because it's really, you can really remember it. Like, what would be like a band name that would be, I don't know, have that kind of assonance as well. And I mean, Krill Williams kind of came from Kill Bill, a movie I've never seen.
That's awesome.
People are always like, wait, what? Sorry, can you say that again?
Krill Williams.
Yeah,
it's funny. Like, I didn't want anything to be like too serious. I mean, like, we as a band, we like talk about very serious issues, like depression and all that stuff in our music. And I thought, life isn't too serious. Why do you need a serious band name? So I'm like, why not have a little shrimp? Too. We're all super silly. We're just like a bunch of shrimps swimming in a little pond, and it's just so cute.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So you guys put out, this is your first EP that you put out, a 3-song EP, or would you say it's a 4-song EP? What did you guys do?
I guess, yeah, I would say it's a 4-song EP.
We released a single first, and it was a single that we kind of had like a demo of out for a while on Bandcamp, and but it had changed a lot over the year we sort of came together, and so we dropped that first, and then a couple months later released the 3 other songs.
Okay.
And the secret song too, I guess.
Yeah.
So did you guys self-produce, or do you have a producer for the record?
Our good friend Will Meralda produced everything and kind of like helped us round out what we were going for and like our sound and stuff like that. He was a major part of like all of the recording and kind of like figuring out like all the little tweaks and stuff like that. So like the songs are all like very, very much the same when we play them live, but there's a little bit of differences to them. And then this like secret track that we have is like a lot of Will as well. He helped us a lot with that one, which was really awesome. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And how did you guys go about picking him to be the one?
He's a really good friend, like in the music scene. He's a really great producer. Like I play in another band, and he produces all of our music, and he also plays in our band. So kind of naturally it was just like, let's just do it with Will. Like he's amazing and like a really good bud. So yeah.
Yeah, great person. Yeah. Couldn't ask for anybody better.
Does he work at a studio here in town, or is he independent?
He's independent. Yeah,
Yeah,
he does
he's
it
got
all
a little
in his
home studio set up. It's really good.
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask you guys, what is your songwriting process like? Because you've had a lot of different members, but how do you formulate these songs and bring them together?
Well, for most of them anyways, I'm a poet, so I kind of like take words from my poetry and kind of try to transform them into a song, and eventually like bring to the band a skeleton of a song that I'm thinking about. And then we all just kind of add to it, change parts. I mean, we're very much a collective piece. There's no one person that's writing the songs and saying, hey, you're playing this, you're playing this. We all kind of like to collaborate and kind of find our sound together that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you start with the idea and then bring it to the band. Is it always lyrics first, or is it sometimes the other way around?
I mean, like when we've written a couple, most of them, I would say so.
Yeah, most of them are like that. There's been a couple songs where we just sort of jam something out, and then Ken's is a genius and just comes up with something over top of it, or has like a whole list of stuff on her phone ideas that she can just somehow bring a melody to.
Yeah.
So we have written a few songs like that, but the majority of them, like we wrote Devil's Hold in my audition.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
What?
But for the most part,
really?
Yeah,
crazy.
Tight.
Yeah.
So you came into audition, and then a song came out of that?
Yeah, and then we're like, she's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously she's the one. That's so cool. That was her. Fabulous. And so when did you guys record this? Like, have you recorded this over lockdown and while this pandemic is happening, or did you do that beforehand?
We started recording towards
January?
January, so like right before lockdown hit. And then, once lockdown happened, we couldn't really go visit Will at his house and start recording, but after a while we kind of finished it. It was a longer process, but
a couple of us, like Steph, you did your bass parts from your house, right? During lockdown?
Yeah. My partner has a home studio set up as well, so he did all of my recording, and then we sent it to Will, and he ended up doing the part. And then once sort of lockdown was lifted a bit, then we went and finished our recording. That's when we kind of half wrote and recorded the secret song with Will.
Yeah, 100%.
He brought a lot to that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And I recorded my vocals from my apartment at the time as well, with my my partner's roommate at the time was like, had like a little on the go recording little setup. So yeah, I did my vocals from there as well, which is really interesting.
Yeah. And he actually mastered our album too.
Yeah, Michael.
Cool.
This is like all very in the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for some of the viewers who may not know, what does it entail recording from home and being able to have that compatible with what they're working with at the studio? What do you need to have a home setup like that?
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more accessible now, I think, just with the way technology works. And I mean, I didn't have a huge hand in the actual recording process. I mean, there was definitely a lot of like repetition, and I think that's sort of similar to going into a studio. I mean, for all of us except for Lise, all of us, this was our first time really doing any recording
Ever, really. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to kind of compare it to anything else because this was the only way that we've done it. So I mean, we have a lot of friends in the music scene and kind of see their process a little bit, but I think the biggest thing is like you have to have a good setup at home. So I know with Scott, my partner, he's like very tech, so he has all these microphones set up and knobs and like all this sort of I don't know, he has I can't even remember the software that he was using, but yeah, he did it all from his computer basically, and we have like different amps and stuff that we put microphones on, and yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
And
a
now
hero.
that you have, you could do something at home and transfer it to a studio. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Will you
Awesome.
guys each tell us a little bit about your experience doing your first recording? Like not necessarily like year or anything, but just like how you felt as a person, laying this stuff down and hearing yourself back and then hearing it all come together.
Man, like for myself, like I'm like super new at guitar. Like I can play chords. That's pretty much it. But I think I've been playing for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years normally. So like me sitting down and kind of like having to record and keep on time was like the hardest thing ever. I'm used to it now, which is really cool. But it was really nerve-wracking walking in there with someone who like, knows his what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm just there like a baby, not knowing what I'm doing. So it was really nerve-wracking, but I mean, it was a really good first experience to be able to do that and be able to hear the outcome for myself, which is it's really rewarding.
I'm kind of in the same boat as.
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask, like, if you can also, it's gonna be a 2-part question. If you can also follow up with, what would you tell someone who was recording for the first time, or like, what do you wish that you had known before you wandered in to do these things?
Yeah, I wish I would have like just don't get too caught up in yourself. Like it's all in your head really. If you just relax and do it and just let the music take you where it wants to go, and it'll be fine. Yeah,
I think I would say practice with a metronome.
Yeah,
that was actually advice that I got from my friend Tess. She plays drums in All Hands on Jane. Yeah, she is so talented and so kind, and so I was kind of going into it like, dude, I don't really know what to expect, and she was like, don't set any expectations, just go into it with really practicing your parts and practicing them to a metronome. So I think that helped. And for me, because I didn't do any recording with Will until later. So pretty much all my parts I did at home with my partner. So having him do it really was less pressure. And he's like the most patient guy ever. So anytime I was getting frustrated or like, I can't do this, like I was getting kind of worked up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that you're the person who was here for me for this first experience. But I think looking back on the songs now, there's definitely things I would change, but I try not to think too much about that because, that's part of it, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think like it's also very weird hearing yourself for the first time, like recorded and like played back. It's like really nerve-wracking, and like you tend to like kind of beat yourself up about it, even though like it really like you have to kind of like not overthink it and just enjoy the process. And that's like something I've really started learning a lot more with recording and stuff like that. Like enjoy the process, because it's really cool that we get to do this and like release music, put it out there in the world, like be proud of yourself, like if you got that far to actually do that. So yeah, I've definitely been learning,
it's
like
so
more.
cool. It's so cool that we actually have music to show for it.
Yeah, no,
And if you guys could elaborate on like what was the process like of putting music out during COVID-19 with promoting and marketing it? Because it's a bit weird now. Obviously, we can't play shows. So do you think that there's some sort of disadvantage there, or maybe an advantage because more people are online finding creative ways to promote things?
Ooh, I don't know.
We put it off for a while.
We
were like, we were sitting on these songs for quite a while before we actually started promoting them or putting them out or decided, because our release date for the EP was Halloween, but we were like thinking initially that we were going to do it way sooner, but we really wanted to have a release party. I mean, especially since it's our first album and we've had a lot of support in the local music scene. So we just wanted to like show all our friends this hard work we've done. Yeah, but it ended up being okay. Like we played for a small group of people at my house, actually, just like our closest friends. And that was nice, but it would have been nice to do like an actual show.
Yeah. But honestly, like we had a really good response from our friends and stuff. And I do think that people are online, like consuming more at the moment. So it is like an interesting time to release music. And also, you know, like I feel pretty proud of us. Like it's been a hard year. It's been a weird year. And like the fact that we were able to release like at all, like that's really awesome. So yeah, I definitely think it's been a different time of life to put out new music. I feel like it would have been really exciting, obviously, in like the alternate universe, but it's still really exciting that we did it.
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to ask you guys, this is switching gears a little bit, a fun question, I guess. What would be your dream show to play? And what other artists would be on the bill? Obviously, after COVID-19, what would be your dream show?
Oh, that's like, we've talked about this so many times. I think we actually made a vision board with like people who we want to play with in the future, which is like really cute.
Oh my God, yeah, our vision board before COVID hit, and it's like, 2020, we're gonna do all this touring.
big dreams. But I would say like for me personally, like my favorite band is Metric of all. So that'd be tight. I mean, Snail Mill would be tight. Personally, yeah, that's it for me.
I would love to play with Krangbin. I love that band so much, and I just like dream of meeting Laura Lee. Like I just think she's so cool. And yeah, there's the Gorge in Washington. I want to play there. I have my sights set on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like even just like the smaller things, like in Calgary, like we were lucky enough to get into Sud Island this year, even though it didn't happen. So like, I don't know, it'd be cool to like maybe do that for real one day and not just be like featured on their Instagram. Like that was pretty tight that we were like, wow, we're a really new band and we like somehow got into Sud Island. Like that was
awesome.
Super cool.
Awesome. I love that.
When did you guys start as a band? I don't think we covered that.
Oh no.
I guess
like I think it was like
May of last year or
no, the year before. It's been like almost 2 years now. Coming up. A year and a half?
Yeah. In May. Yeah.
Maybe a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
because it started as like Alicia, Sammy and I, and then stuff came in later. So we haven't like been a full like where we are now as a group. It's been a significantly less amount of time than
when Caitlin got into the band, like that was when she adds so much to it. Like I can't even believe we even thought our music was good until she got it.
Straight up.
So she like literally joined right away and basically started recording with us like 2 weeks later. And
Oh, wow.
she's like a super beginner guitar player as well, but so amazing and super determined. And yeah, she like recorded some of her spots, or some of her like parts she like improvised and just like recorded like so naturally. Like she's such a natural with it. It's so cool. So yeah.
Oh, I hope that she listens to this so she can hear you guys brag about her so much.
We
Like,
love
this is
her so
round
much.
2
We
of
say it in front
bragging.
her all the
Oh my
time.
gosh. This is so nice.
We all love each other very much.
We're all best friends. Yeah.
I can tell.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have a bit of a, maybe it's like a self-serving question a tiny bit, but I'm quite curious. So I've been in the music industry for a long time, and I was curious to see what it's like being a woman in the music industry for you guys right now, and if
Gosh.
maybe things are different than it's had been for me.
Yeah. I mean, like you hear like stories about, they need a female opener. So, to make the, I don't know, make it look better on paper
Yeah,
or
we
whatever.
need a diverse bill. Let's get Krill Williams.
Yeah.
It does feel like that sometimes a little bit.
Or sometimes like Steph and I will walk into the store and like not get greeted right away, like the music store. And like it's been kind of difficult in that kind of sense. But I think as society has been kind of like changing right now and stuff, it's a bit easier for us to get through.
Yeah, it's also kind of like hard to know for sure right now too, because we haven't actually played a ton of shows. We kind of had a lot lined up for this year that just didn't pan through. So I think in some ways it seems like, I know definitely in the beginning I was kind of like, do you guys really like us, or are you literally just here because we're girls? Like that part was hard, but now I feel more confident in our music and in my playing and everything. So I
Definitely.
feel more,
Yeah.
okay, people really like us, and we
They do.
we deserve people to like us.
Yeah.
We have some really supportive friends in the music scene too. Like it's definitely really like nerve-wracking playing in front of so many people who are super talented and other really great bands in the city and stuff, but we have a lot of support. So yeah,
That's
we're very
awesome.
lucky in that way. So yeah, like it definitely like is discouraging. Sometimes you think like, oh, you only want me because I'm a girl, but then also it's like, I think we're actually doing pretty well, and we're being
We
supported,
can't
which
think
is really
like that.
cool. So,
People
Yeah.
want to see us, right?
yeah, people
Yeah.
want to support. Yeah,
One of our first shows was Femme Wave, actually.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And we met some really, really awesome women and femme people in that. And it's been really cool to have their support too. And so it feels like there's like a really good community around it. And just, yeah, like Lisa was saying, just lots of support that feels genuine.
Fun.
totally.
Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. Guys, I mean, half of it just sounds like you're just having to get over some of your own stuff instead of having other people throw things on you. Which
I
is
think
just-
so.
Yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yay, this is amazing. Okay, Maddie, you got to take over in case I cry right now out of happiness.
Oh.
I wanted to ask you guys, so at the end of every interview, we ask all of our guests one piece of advice they'd like to give to young musicians, or even you could think about it like one piece of advice you wanted to give to your past self. But what would you say? What would that one piece of advice be?
Enjoy the process, honestly. Like I'm still learning how to do that. Sometimes I get like really easily frustrated with myself for not being better like right away, but that never happens. Like you got to work on it and you got to like enjoy it, enjoy the process. That's my own thing.
I would say just go for it. I wanted to be in a band and play music, specifically bass, since high school. And I don't know what was holding me back, just myself maybe. And also just like having an actual project to work on really motivated me. But I think just go for it. Like, and it doesn't matter how old you are, but I kind of do wish I started in high school because I'd be way better now. But I mean, we're where we're at, so that's cool.
Yeah, I would say don't like set limitations on yourself. Like you can do anything really. Like every limitation you have is just in your mind, and you can really get past it. No probs. Yeah, just go for it. Do your thing. Do your thing, chicken wing.
Yes.
Wow, what an awesome interview, guys. So much fun.
Aww.
Thank you for all your advice, sharing. That was so great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much. I
having
really
us.
appreciate it. Yeah, this has
for
been great.
chatting.
Thank you.
Thanks.